Hello, my fellow giant hunters. So today we're going to be doing some experimenting with making biochar. So I already got the fire started here. While this burns down to coals, we'll be working on the next couple steps. We're going to be making it in this old galvanized trash can. Probably not ideal thing to make it in, but I have it laying around. We don't have a purpose for it anymore since we bought the barrels for the quail feed. So we're just going to use what we got. And then the reason we're making biochar is three reasons, really. The quail aren't being moved in the winter, so they have to set on mulch. So we're going to mix biochar with that mulch when we add layers to it to help keep down the stink. Also, behind me, that's going to turn into a chicken coop sometime next summer, hopefully earlier in the spring. Later in the spring, late spring. And we're going to use deep mulch litter stuff in it, so throwing in the biochar in there will help keep the stink under control. And also, our soil quality is crap. It's basically sand. So we're going to add the biochar as we expand the garden that's also behind me out past here this summer, somewhere out in here. We're double the size after cleaning up all this. So for those of you who don't know, biochar is basically it's charcoal, and you should ideally inoculate it. So we're gonna inoculate it by putting it in the compost. So all the fungal life and bacteria and stuff going on inside the compost can really get a hold of that and get that stuff supercharged and ready to go. And also the quail and chicken poop and all the bacteria going on there will really get that stuff, get the bacteria growing on it, get nutrients stuck to the outside of it, all that chemical stuff. But also another thing it does is it helps provide more soil structure, which we really need. So it provides nutrients, soil structure, it helps keep the birds clean and stuff like that. It helps provide a place for bacteria. There's all kinds of benefits. So we're making it. And I don't know if this is the right way to make it. It's not ideal for everything I saw, but we're gonna make it with what we have because we don't want to spend a lot of money on a project when we got stuff laying around, and we're experimenting to see how it goes. So we're starting to get a decent bed of coals going, and I went down to the street and got mulch from one of the tree guys illegally dumping it. This is a pretty good size. Some of this is a little smaller than I want, and so it's all wetter than I want, but can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Get this in the fire and get it started. A lot of people use like fist-sized or smaller chunks of wood to do this. I don't have access to that for free right now, and then that you have to break down to smaller pieces. So we're gonna try what we have for free. We're experimenting here. All right, and since we got some coal started, let's get this thing on there and get it started, because I have a feeling this is going to take a while. I'm probably going to build the fire up around it as we go. Alright, so I got a nice bed of coals going on. Pile of wood around it, small stuff on the bottom, larger logs around it. And we're starting to get fire around it, and I don't know if you can see it, but every now and then we get a wisp of smoke around the edges. I think that's mostly steam, but that means it seems to be working so far. Well, apparently it's hot enough that we're boiling a lot of the water out of it, at least. We're getting little drops of water every now and then. You can see one right there. So we'll keep shoveling the coals underneath and keep it going. So as you can see, I got tired of waiting on the smaller fire to make the charcoal or biochar. These are old pieces of oak skids that I was given. So I stacked them all around. We got a nice fire's a lot hotter. I think this is the way to go. Instead of a long, slow fire, I think bigger, hotter fire. And also, I gave up on trying to keep them in the fire ring. When we build a permanent fire ring, we'll make it big enough that I can do this better. I'm gonna let this burn down to coals and keep pushing the coals up against it. But I think this is it for today. I'm gonna go inside and cook dinner. From the kitchen window I can see this, so I can keep an eye on it. And I'll come out here and push the coals in as needed while I get dinner going. So let's see how well this turned out. See, look, we got this piece here that's charred pretty good. Charred all the way through. We got these other pieces charred pretty good. Is the whole barrel charred? I don't know if the whole trash can, like the center, got properly charred or not. I don't care. Later, when we use this underneath the quail and in the compost and other areas, as we dig into it, if some of it's half charred, we'll probably just use it as is. We could set it aside and do it in the next batch. I think I'll just use it half charged. Whatever, I don't care. We don't want to let the perfect be the enemy of good. And we'll just keep experimenting. Next batch we'll experiment. I think the trick is next time we just need to build the fire all the way around it and let it get hotter and do it much quicker instead of trying to baby it along with smaller amounts of coals and less heat. I think the trick is just to get it super hot from the beginning. So thanks for watching. I hope finding this useful. I hope you go out and make some biochar and use what you have for your projects. Don't go out and spend a lot of money when you don't need to.